Offense intended? Give me a chance. Okay, I want to try. What the fuck? He smiles at you. Wonders never cease. Bye, bitch. I recognize you from that thing. You're a fake reporter, right? I think I'm going for Tamika. As you open the blinds, you're able to spot a small grayish bird flying off into the night. Looking down, you notice a small piece of paper on the windowsill. Prospect ASAP, Tam. Third time's the charm. You think to yourself, as you once again cross the gate of Prospect Park, you head for Tamika's haven. To your surprise, you find her out in the open, sitting on the lawn surrounded by a host of woodland creatures, birds and squirrels mostly. The creatures each patiently await their turn as she flicks seeds at them. It looks almost whimsical in a twisted sort of way. How are you holding up? She scatters the remaining seeds onto the grass and hops to her feet. I want to pay them a visit. Kill that thing and as many of those SI bastards as I can along the way. Is it really worth it? Does Raoul know about this? Just out of curiosity. He does now. He emerges from the shadows a mere few feet away from you. Son of a gun finally managed to sneak up on you. Tamika eyeballs him as he gets closer. You've seen that look before. She's clearly asserting her position, but this time it comes off as a formality, rather than actual challenge. Oh, okay. Believe it or not, just be ready for it. He should come with us. He's got the right to be there, to see the scarred one with his own eyes. Plus, my brother can be a pain in the ass, but he's one hell of a fighter. Care. Let's go. And with that, you leave the relatively safety of Prospect Park, steeling yourself for things to come. As you get closer to your destination, you get the sneaking suspicion that Tamika's been pulling your leg. Following your lead, you take a turn from the Broadway into Fort Tryon Park. It doesn't seem to make sense. You think to yourself, there's only one spot between here and the Hudson River, but it can't be, can it? Sure enough, as the stone facade of the cloisters come into view, Tamika motions at you to keep out of sight. How the hell is this well-known tourist trap a hideout for the Second Inquisition? This place used to be a lot of things. Now, it serves as a staging ground for the Inquisition. If my sources are to be trusted, and they usually are, they brought him here for what they called processing. Doubt they'll keep him here for long. If we want to get to him, it's now or never. As if on cue, a group of armed guards walk out of the museum, pushing a gurney with a large steel container on top of it. As they wheel it out into the open, a truck approaches. The operatives start preparing to load the crate into the vehicle. You scan the area, trying to take a head count. Tamika beats you to it. Huh. Why don't I talk to them? I honestly wanted to use that. But I'm a Toreador, right? I could use some powers. How about I try to talk to them? Maybe I can get us in without raising hell. They both look at you. There's no other way to put it, like, you are a complete and utter idiot. I can do it. They look at each other. Yeah, I'm going for it. Why the hell not? Offense intended? Fucking asshole. Tamika, Tamika raises an eyebrow, giving you a look. Oh. Tamika raises an eyebrow, giving you a look that, well, calling it patronizing would be the understatement of the century. Give me a chance. Okay, I want to try. What the fuck? Oh, they don't want me to? Oh, I wonder why. Let's try the stealthy approach. You split up, aiming to cover as much ground as possible. Sticking to the shadows, you advance, keeping track of one of the other's progress. You hardly even notice as Tamika takes out the first guard, not peeping out of him. Trying to keep up, Raoul kills the one to your left. He's sloppy, takes his sweet ass time bleeding the guy out. With his dying breath, the man lets out a yelp, drawing the attention of one of his comrades. With the guard fast approaching, you ponder your options. Choke him out. As the guards walk by, you leap out of the shadows and put him in the crushing headlock. Opting for a non-lethal approach, you quickly choke the guy out. Just as you're about to move on, Raoul jumps in and plunges his claws into the man's chest. He then turns towards you and mutters a silent reprimand. Okay, bitch. You keep a steady pace, moving across the courtyard, picking off guards one by one. Tamika does her part. 3 to go. Raoul gets messy again. At least this time he's quiet. With only 2 left of them, you pick one for yourself and gesture at one of your fellow ferals to take care of the other. Tamika's quieter, but Raoul's closer. Which one will you choose? Let Tamika take him out. You wave your hand at Tam, pointing at her final target. She nods and starts making her way towards him. Suddenly, by virtue of sheer luck, he turns around just as she's about to pounce. His screams is quickly muffled, but still loud enough for the very last guard to hear. As all 3 of you approach him, the dire reality of the situation hits him like a ton of bricks. Paralyzed with fear, he keeps shifting his aim from you to Tamika to Raoul. He is severely fucked and he knows it. And since you're standing close to him, you might as well do the honors. For just desserts. Why in the hell not? You walk over to the quivering mess that mere minutes ago thought himself the toughest of the tough. Before he can react, you slap the gun out of his hand, lean in, and smile. Half a second later, your fangs are already halfway to his windpipe. The blood tastes sour, with a hint of cowardice and regret. Could have gone out with a bang. Chose to go out with a girl. Oh well. You turn your attention to the container sitting in the middle of the courtyard. Using your combined strength, you make quick work of the steel door. As you walk in, the moonlight from behind you illuminates a twisted figure huddled in the floor. It's hard to believe that the thing lying before you, beaten and tortured within an inch of its own life, is the same creature you fought back at the cemetery. His lips move silently, as if searching for the right words. He looks to you, then turns to his sister, as if waiting for a sign. For a moment, Tamika just stands there. She looks down at the scarred one, the once fearful boogeyman, whose very mention could strike terror in the hearts of her tribe, now reduced to a whimpering pile of flesh. Finally, she turns to you with a look of childish innocence mixed with confusion. Then, she looks back at the scarred one. You can tell she's lost. Yeah, this is your choice. I can't make it for you. Okay. He made his choice a long time ago. You don't have to. She walks up to the scarred one. The pitiful creature presses itself into the corner, in a desperate and futile attempt to crawl away. Without a word, she grabs the creature by the ears, sinking her claws in the sides of his head. She looks him dead in the eye. Her voice cuts through the air like cold steel. In one fluid motion, she rips the chain off the wall. The pitiful shadow that was once with the scarred one scurries off into the night. Raoul seems flabbergasted. Carving her own path. Period! Yes. Standing outside the steel container, the three of you take a moment to gather your thoughts. You look at one another, at the blood staining your hands, clothes, and faces. In the pale moonlight, it appears black and shiny, like a flesh ink stain on a fresh sheet of paper. Without another word, you head back toward the city lights. The journey back takes longer than it did. With bits and pieces of the Second Inquisition still stuck to your clothes, you decide to play it safe by sticking back to the alleys and cutting through the darker corners of the city. Tamika stays several steps ahead. Both you and Raoul are quite content to follow her lead. You can tell that these last few nights have taken a toll on her, but not necessarily in a bad way. She seems stronger, somehow. Confident, more in tune with herself. Soon, the awkward silence proves unbearable enough that you're willing to risk making small talk with Raoul. It's a constant struggle, marked with difficult choices. I think Tam just made one of them. Pondering what you've just heard, the rest of the trip barely registers. To your surprise, you suddenly find yourself back at Prospect. Tamika keeps walking. She strides through the park gate like a queen of old, returning after a victorious conquest. You want to call out to her, but Raoul stops you with a gesture. Not yet. Give her some time to process all this shit. She'll let you know when she's ready. And hey, you did alright. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're still an asshole. But yeah, thanks. He smiles at you. Wonders never cease. Bye, bitch. And with that, he follows in his sister's footsteps. A weird smile creeps onto your face as you meld into the New York night. Okay, I think that was good. I thought he would kill the beast, but she didn't, so that's nice. And I'm really curious about this guy. I might do this and then do this after, then go back to this guy or to D'Angelo. but we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this guy. A nosy reporter. There's a sleazy reporter from a gossip magazine sniffing around Sophie's haven. She could use her help with that problem. Except, the streetlights filter into the apartment in a stark white glow, as if someone were shooting a movie outside. The art pieces display a tasteful expense entirely fitting the image you have of Sophie. It feels as if 1,000 sins have been committed on these premises, most of them under her benevolent hospitality. Sophie comes to greet you as you enter the living room, shaking her head. You understand that people judge me based on how you dress, don't you? Sophie looks at your clothes as if resigned to your sartorial limitations. You don't have to fuss over me, Sophie. I can take care of myself. I'm sure you can, little fledgling. Sophie walks to the window and looks out. The streetlights playing on her features. She reminds you of a queen contemplating the unfortunate limitations of her subjects. I used to have a journalist friend. Then you know what they're like. Sophie steps away from the window and settles down on a sofa. A wine glass with red liquid in it, blood, treated as not to spoil. You've become good at noticing the scent, even from a distance. She doesn't offer you any as you cautiously sit down across from her. This awful man has been stalking my apartment with a camera. He's gone through my trash. Please be a dear and explain to him that there's nothing for him here. Is this about the masquerade? That's a big deal for us, right? This must happen often. Everyone has their own way. Sometimes the problem goes away with a little bit of money or sharp words. Other times you need something more. Do you know anything about the reporter? Besides perverted, that's all. All gossip reporters look the same to me. Time for you to go, I have business to attend to. Let's use suspects. New York smells of people, thousands and thousands of them packed together. It takes a moment for you to get to grips with the full panoply of sensation, but once you do, there's one that sticks out. Cheap aftershave, the strong imprint of someone who's hung around the building a lot, strong enough to persist despite the light rain. Stale cigarette smoke, sweat. You follow your hunch, and as you walk closer, you reflect on how sometimes being kindred makes things so easy. You enter an alley, a dark, dingy space between two tall buildings. Once upon a time, a place like this might have worried you, made you think of muggings and violence. Now it's clear that the most dangerous thing here is you. The man you are following seems to realize this too. He holds his camera in front of him like a shield, its heavy object resting on his paunch. With a start, you recognize him. You remember the face, the shaded sunglasses from a picture next to a byline in some trashy newspaper. The article was about a friend of yours, an artist, who was reported to be dating a celebrity. It was true, but the celebrity didn't want to be associated with your friend and broke it off afterwards. Hey, don't go around scaring people like that. I recognize you. I'm a huge fan. You're Frank Doherty. I recognize you from that thing. You're a fake reporter, right? A lot of scoops here in this dirty alley. Okay, Frank. Do you live here? I'm working on a story about a local resident. Her name is Sophie Langley. Everybody knows her in high society circles. From the way you look, I'm guessing you might know her too. She's a redhead, pretty as picture, and there were a lot of pictures of her through the years. Oh. All shows Sophie. She has different clothes, hairstyles, makeup, names, but the face remains the same. So what do you think is going on? Beats me. That's what I'm here to find out. So why does this matter? Maybe it doesn't, but people are always interested in staying young. 3 words. Extreme plastic surgery. All the celebrities do it. Only her doctor is better than the rest. Oh. You look critically at the photos on Frank's phone. You're thinking the world's best plastic surgeon is working out of this alley? Okay, fine. I don't know what this is about. So how would you explain it? It's a hoax. Have you considered the possibility that those pictures are a hoax? Sure, anything can be a hoax, but I dug up those old newspapers from the archives myself. Threaten Frank with legal action. Frank, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you something you can work with. Take it. Frank is clearly taken aback by the change in your tone, but he's a gossip reporter. He's used to people trying to push him. Look, I'm a reporter. You can't bluster, but you can't hide the truth. You made a lot of enemies. Can you afford a lawsuit? You know you've made enemies. I'm talking about people much worse than Sophie Langley. Suddenly, Frank seems serious. He knows he has many enemies and few friends. We can destroy you. We can destroy your life, Frank. What's left of it? Frank is taken aback at the brutality of your tone. He has been intimidated many times before, but he also knows that sometimes the threats are real. This time, he senses you're not kidding. He's just an aging man trying to salvage a career. You win. I hope you and Sophie Langley have a happy life. Deflated and hunched over, Frank drudges away from the alley. You stare at his receding figure. It's hard not to feel sorry for him. And Sophie Langley, he took on something way too powerful for a trash fish like him.